Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to Mysterious Writings. The following is an interview with John Collins Black, 6 Questions More. For those unfamiliar, a link is below to a quick start guide on There's Treasure Inside Treasure Hunt, which is a hunt for 5 different treasure boxes hidden across the United States. Let's get to the questions. I asked John, almost 1 year into the hunt with no boxes found. You said you were surprised by that in a previous interview. I'm surprised too. When the book was first released, there were numerous searchers going out looking for a box using what seemed like credible clues. Yet here we are with none announced found. Why do you think that is? Are searchers close, within 100 feet or less? Based on what you know, which box do you think will be found first or have been the closest to? John answers, wonderful things may take time to acquire. I am fairly certain searchers have been on the path that leads to the Pokemon box. It is likely some of them have been fewer than 200 feet from this box. The Appalachian Trail box has garnered lots of attention. Certain searchers have traveled within 200 feet of this box as well. It is entirely possible that people have been close to all 5 treasure boxes. There's one box I am intrigued no one has discovered, as the lion's share of its clues have been solved, yet these clues have not quite been seen to completion. Second question. You've inspired families to get out into nature to explore, enjoy, and learn more about the beautiful lands we have here in the United States. Other than saying a box is not on private property, you haven't ruled out any lands. Would you be willing to eliminate a state or 2, or more if you're feeling mega generous? Are Alaska and Hawaii still in play? John answers, I do not feel the need to eliminate states. As you discover the treasure boxes, this will naturally occur. The third question, what are you enjoying most about the searchers' stories? Is there anything about their stories surprising you? Is there any advice you have to offer searchers in this stage of the hunt? John answers, I most enjoy the pictures and stories of friends and families spending time together, being present with each other, and creating memories. I see the excitement in the people's eyes and the joy across their faces. Never underestimate how valuable moments like these are and how meaningful they are to witness. It is truly wonderful. If you can relate to these types of experiences, even if you are searching all by yourself, then you are absolutely doing this adventure right. The fourth question. Are all the boxes protected and hidden the same way? Once a box is found, assuming it is shared, will searchers then know exactly how all the remaining boxes are hidden, or are there differences? Have you checked or plan to check on any of the boxes? Do you think one may have been found, but a finder hasn't come forth, or are you still confident they all remain out there? John answers, one of my most important responsibilities was to protect these 5 one-of-a-kind works of art, the treasure boxes, for whoever discovers them. Once the first treasure is found, you will have a pretty good idea what the other treasures look like. I do not believe any treasure has been found so far. However, for some reason, Mother Nature seemed relentlessly hell-bent on destroying one of our treasure boxes. I had to check to see if it was still safe where I left it. I am happy to report that it is. I hope Mother Nature got this desire out of her system in year 1. Pray she has. I asked for her mercy. Question 5. In any treasure hunt, people can come up with many possible clues and interpretations, some intentional, some not. Since different ideas can lead to different solutions, do you feel you've included enough deliberate clues to guide searchers toward the correct locations? How do you see hunters ultimately recognizing and confirming the right solution? John answers, I've heard rumors that some searchers think my treasures are too difficult to find. I do not believe this is true. We live in an instant gratification society. Smart devices have dumbed down our ability to breathe, be present, and enjoy patience. Let's get wise. Discovering a worthwhile treasure may not be as quick as society demands. It has only been 1 year. We will see how this story gets written. I suspect that once one treasure is found, others may follow with more speed. And question 6. As you well know, your hunt is actually 5 different treasure hunts rolled into one exceptional book. I could easily ask 30 questions, 6 for each box, but I won't. However, please realize the following is sort of one question, but for each of the boxes, so not to confuse, if you'd be willing. The question, I think one of the biggest challenges searchers are having when going boots on the ground is not knowing how precise a spot they are meant to search. Can you share what an approximate size of a search area will be if all clues are solved for a box? For instance, are we talking about grid searching the area of a football field, a standard-sized kitchen, or smaller? Or is it even larger than a football field? And John answers for each box. The lion's share box. There is at least one clue or combination of clues that will take you to a fairly exact spot. Other clues may lead to a larger search area. The good news is, once you are close to this box, it might surprise you how simple it was to find. For the Forest Fen box, if you have read the poem and arrived at the correct search spot, you only need to be thorough, as this search area is not large. For the Pokemon box, this box might have a little larger search area, but as I have already mentioned, some searchers have already been within 200 feet. The past and future box. If you are closer to the over than the under while in between, there are only so many spots where the treasure could be hidden, safe from people and nature. And the Appalachian footpath box. The map I created for this treasure has 3 distinct ways that point you to the treasure box. One of these ways takes you to a fairly exact location. Another way takes you to a slightly larger search area, but one you will have full confidence in. The third way might require a little more searching, but is very doable. So there are the 6 questions with John Collins Black on this 1-year anniversary of There's Treasure Inside. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time here at Mysterious Writings.